Vladimir Putin's insane multi-million-dollar security. Vladimir Putin got several enemies, so it's not shocking that he spent quite the fortune safeguarding himself. Putin might not even need a security detail, as he's a former KGB agent. The guy has more than enough training to evaluate menacing situations and guard himself during a one-on-one confrontation. For instance, Putin's famous walk. You can see how he swings one arm and keeps the other comparatively still. It's speculated that this is from decades of KGB training. He's aware of how to keep his hand persistently at his side in case he has to pull out a weapon. Some even theorize he's got a gun up his sleeve. I mean, we frankly shouldn't put it past him. But in reality, Putin's no one-man army, and he's in fact somewhat obsessed with keeping himself protected and alive. He also keeps his health in tip-top shape as well. You can discover Putin taking serious measures to keep himself virus-free. For instance, wearing a hazmat suit before going to hospital in 2020 and meeting with world leaders, and he even likes to keep a nice safe distance between himself and his own advisors. The special service in charge of the security of the Russian president is called the Federal Protective Service. Its staff records and financing are totally classified, but some say it totals over 50,000 employees. Putin's bodyguards have named themselves Musketeers. They consist of a special unit within the Federal Protective Service, which finds their origins all the way back to 1881. Back then, they were tasked with protecting Tsars. Putin's bodyguards are specially chosen for qualities that include operational psychology, physical stamina, and the capability to withstand cold and not sweat in the heat. The Musketeers are allegedly attired with special briefcases that serve as protectors to keep Putin safe, and for offense, they pack Russian-made 9mm SR-1 Vector pistols, which are loaded with armor-piercing bullets. They also shadow Putin when he's flying on his legendary airplane. It might not look that special on the outside, looking like a basic Illusion IL-96-300 model airplane, but Putin's presidential plane has been incredibly modified and costs $504 million. Inside the cabin is insanely lavish and boasts a level of luxury not very many heads of states can brag about. When he's many miles up in the air, the presidential plane is unexpectedly outfitted with a large amount of military technology. It contains anti-missile defense systems on board and can refuel mid-air coupled with the extensive office on board. Putin can transform this flying command center into the Kremlin 2.0. Of course, with decked-out equipment like that, Putin's guards aren't just to stand as a safeguard for approaching bullets. They try to prevent danger long before it has a chance to even occur. Case in point is before Putin's travel, it's the job of his guard detail to look out for his destination months ahead of time. They make sure to see how the public will respond to his visit. They even check the weather. They investigate the place where Putin will be staying and install jamming devices to avert remote detonation of bombs. Although technicians manage electronic surveillance of cell phones and other devices in the area, some very high-tech sci-fi level security measures. Putin also has someone check the meals he's served to be certain he's not being poisoned. So what do you think are the strategies that Putin's security detail uses? Firstly, they're at all times prepared, as I stated before, months before Putin leaves his house to appear in public anywhere. His security team has already done a complete investigation of the area, evaluating the plausibility of criminal activity, social unrest, and natural disasters like earthquakes or floods in the region. If the president is going to be residing anywhere, his team arrives at the place to coordinate their security schedule with the local authorities. They scrutinize the accommodations from top to bottom, ensuring everything is up to code. They do have various authorities while executing operations and investigations, including electronic eavesdropping, opening mail, searching homes, confiscating vehicles, detaining and interrogating suspects. Secondly, they use intricate security strategies and efficient weaponry when action calls, like when Putin emerges in public, that's when the strategies apply. Putin's guards arrange themselves loosely into 4 circles. The closest circle to the president, or the first circle, are his personal bodyguards. Those are some quite menacing-looking guys in suits and sunglasses. They have an earpiece and a suitcase on the outside at least. The sight of these sinister-looking fellows is enough to prevent any attackers. The second circle, unlike the first, aren't men and black-looking fellows. In fact, they are completely unnoticeable in the crowd. They clothe formally and act discreetly while searching through the crowds for plausible attackers. The third circle surrounds the perimeter of the crowd. Their task is to avert suspicious persons from even being within proximity of Putin. The fourth circle are snipers located on the roofs of the nearby buildings. Their duty is to take down any potential threats the first 3 circles couldn't control on their own. Putin's security detail is expectedly stacked as guards are equipped with a 9mm Gurza pistol that can shoot up to 40 bullets per minute, piercing bulletproof vests from a 50-meter distance. They are also fortified with Kevlar umbrellas, which are incredibly sturdy and can deflect projectiles during Putin's visit in wide public spaces. Extra protective equipment might be needed, like instating bulletproof glass screens around him. However, if a shootout were to take place, that means the security team has already failed, and somebody is most certainly getting fired. Their job is to, above all else, stop any attacks before they even have a chance to happen. But that doesn't mean they aren't always ready for a firefight. Take Putin's heavily armored motorcycle for instance. When the president travels with his team, he's accompanied by armored vans filled with Spec Ops units armed with AK-47s, Dragunov sniper rifles, anti-tank grenade launchers, and portable anti-aircraft missile systems. Putin rides in a unique custom-made presidential limo, the Autosenat. It was manufactured to compete with foreign brands like Rolls-Royce, and it costs $192 million to build Putin's presidential limo. It can combat sniper fire, chemical gas attacks, and has fitted advanced communication equipment, turning it into a mobile command center as well. The back seats are retractable for extra protection, and even when the blinds on the windows are utterly shut, occupiers of the limo can still see what's transpiring outside, courtesy of the live CCTV footage from the limo's built-in cameras. If somehow this car turns out to not be safe enough, there's an emergency exit made into the rear of the car. There are unique attributes which can fit into making the ranks of Putin's Guard. Members of the Guard should manifest what they call operational psychology, which means being able to forecast and avert threats, and to do it all while being discreet to other applicants. They must be younger than 35. They also require a height between 175 and 190 centimeters and a weight of 75 to 90 kilograms. Putin's personal guards are also anticipated to understand foreign languages and be overall skilled in politics. You've got to be aware of the affiliations of the people approaching the big man. However, it's not all bad. They're normally rewarded with influential posts as regional governors, federal administrators, special service commanders, and presidential administrators upon retirement. Basically, they get easy government jobs.